Should you go with pre-tax or Roth contributions into your 401k? Stay tuned to find out how to maximize your retirement savings. Hi there, it's Alex and Anthony from One Degree Advisors. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more. So today we are discussing pre-tax or Roth 401k contributions. Which is better?
Yeah, so let's start with the difference. Pre-tax contributions, you're getting a deduction for those contributions and then paying tax on the backside when you take withdrawals from your retirement account. Roth is flip-flop. You don't get the tax deduction up front, but in addition to that principal, which you've already paid tax on, plus all the earnings that you can get, all the growth that you can withdraw that tax-free in retirement.
And this is a really big decision,
it is.
Right? I mean, depending on when you do this and the decision you make, this has the potential to save you thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax over your lifetime by just making a couple of these tweaks. Now, age and tax brackets are really the two biggest factors in this decision.
Right. So generally speaking, someone that's younger is going to be better off with the Roth contribution simply because they have more years to allow for that compound growth.
They have time on their side.
Yep, time on their side. Someone older, often leaning towards the tax deduction.
The other side is the tax bracket. So where will you get your tax benefit? Either do you want it now or do you want it later?
Right, and it's often coordinated with age, right? Someone that's younger, they're earlier in their career, oftentimes they're, not always, but they're in a lower tax bracket, so they don't need that upfront tax deduction quite as much.
So the Roth makes a lot of sense for younger people. One, because they have time on their side. Two, because they're typically in a lower tax bracket. So pay some tax at today's rate to get tax-free income later. Folks that are older, right, you don't have as much time for that to grow compound tax-free. So get the tax deduction now because you're likely in a higher tax bracket. But of course, everyone's situation is different.
Right. All right, and the other thing too is that when you knowing what your tax bracket is when you get into retirement, that's sort of a guess and a presumption as to what that tax bracket is going to be when you go to withdraw.
So let's take a look at just historical tax brackets through history. So we'll pull this up on the screen right now. This is the history of tax rates going from 1913 to 2021. Now, again, this is the top federal tax bracket. Right. This isn't like a blend or an average. This is the top. But the main message here is look at this. I mean, we're really at historically low tax brackets. So this, again, presents an opportunity where the decisions people are making now can have a big impact down the road.
So what some people will take from this is that tax rates are more likely to go up in the future because high national debt, we're in low historically tax rates. Therefore, I want to get the tax break later when they go up. So let's take a look at some examples here. This is a calculator through Bankrate. We'll post the link in the notes here. So this is a 30-year-old, and we have them saving $10,000 a year until they get to age 65. Some presumptions here, and that's kind of the best we can do is try to estimate those out. We're expecting that they're going to earn 8% per year. Because they're younger, earlier in their career, maybe their tax bracket right now is only 12%, but they're estimating that they'll move into more of a traditional average type of tax rate when they get into retirement in 22. Therefore, it's going to be higher when they get into retirement. And because of that, they don't need that tax deduction quite as much right now. And in this case, the Roth would be better off for them to be adding that money.
I mean, you're looking at a difference of about $200,000 right there. That's big.
Now, let's flip it over, and now we have a 50-year-old who's saving for the next 15 years, and in this case, the amount doesn't matter quite so much, but they're saving $20,000 per year, same expected rate of return at 8%. At this point in their career, they're in a high tax bracket, high earnings, and then their expectation is they'll drop back to more of an average type tax bracket at 22% when they get into retirement. And in this case, you'll see that the pre-tax generally works out better. And this does estimate, the way we have this set, is that they're taking those deduction savings that they're getting and they're re-adding it into other investments. In other words, they have more to invest.
Yeah, there always has to be several assumptions whenever you look at these projections. I mean, you're assuming tax rates in the future, which who knows, good luck trying to estimate tax rates in the future. But the takeaway I've had from this as well, especially with younger folks that might be high income earners that are younger, is that it doesn't have to be an all or nothing situation. Right? With most 401k plans, you can split these contributions. You can do some into a pre-tax account, get that tax deduction.
Right.
And then you can do maybe the other half in a Roth 401k.
Right.
And this is great because it gives you tax diversification, which is so powerful when you go into retirement, to be able to kind of pick and choose and play the tax bracket game in retirement when you're taking income, to figure out, okay, how do I navigate this? Okay, let me take a little bit from this account because it's tax free. Let me take some of this account because I'm in a super low tax bracket. Really, really helpful for folks when they have that diversification.
Yeah, so although we've showed the use of a calculator, it really has to be taken with a grain of salt. It can't factor in everything, having that tax flexibility that you mentioned. Therefore, when you get into retirement, you can really use that tax planning to your advantage is a great benefit.
And now let us know what you think. Do you prefer to make pre-tax contributions into your 401k or Roth, and why? Let us know in the comments below. And if you have ideas for future videos, let us know. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.